Hey guys, my name is Danny L. Mebius. I'm a DJ, remixer and producer, and today I'm going to show you how to make this.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
So I really got inspired by the original version. I really like the freaky vocal. It's kind of mysterious but also very catchy. And for my own sets I really wanted to create something more energetic, something more focused on the dance floor. And lately I've been listening to a lot of music from guys like Clapton, Camel Fat, Fisher. So I also wanted to make something groovy but with a big catchy main lead. Before I forget, I made a special preset and a sample pack for you guys. You can download it in the link down below. Now enough with the talking, let's dive into the project. So let's start with the main lead. I made the main lead in Serum. It's 2 oscillators, basics always, pretty simple, but I did something with the warp mode. And the warp mode is very user friendly to change your wavetable pretty quickly, and it's very interesting. I will let you listen to the sound without the warp mode first. So as you can hear, it's pretty simple, basic, and it's not really interesting sound yet. I will let you listen now after we put the warp mode on. I put the warp mode on PWM, it stands for pulse width modulation. And what I did is I modulate the PWM with the LFO. And now it sounds like this. So as you can hear, it's far more interesting. It's like aggressive, it has this analog vibe to it. It's very interesting in my opinion. And if you combine this with the second oscillator, you will hear this. So it sounds super fat. Of course I did some effects. I did some hyperdimension here, some chorus to give the lead some stereo image, and some EQ. And I also have some processing on the channel mixer. I have the Magic Stereo from Single Makers. I always go with the lead 2 preset. I think it's very good to give it that extra width. Followed by some OTT compression, I think not too much, like 27%. Some glue compression to catch the peaks. And I also did some EQing because it was pretty loud in the high end. I will let you listen without the EQ. I did a high cut around 11K and I boost some frequencies between 180 and 500 Hertz to give it some extra thickness and some warmth. Followed by my favorite compressor, it's the FabFilter Pro C, and I think I compress around 60 dB gain reduction. Let me check. Yeah, so it's like 60 dB compression, and at the end I have a sidechain compressor. So yeah, that's just the basic sidechain compressor from Ableton. So normally I'm a big fan of layering synths to make one big sound, but sometimes, like in this project, because I kept it very clean and very simple, and the main lead was very thick and already in your face, I could really push the lead sound in the mix. So this time it doesn't need any more layering, only this one Serum synth, and that was enough. So let's move on to the bass section. The bass consists of 3 layers, a sub, a bass, and a bass crush. And I will let you listen to the pattern. It's pretty simple. Yeah, it's very simple, but it's very effective. It's driven and it's very groovy and jumpy. So let's have a look at the sub layer. If you're watching this video on your laptop or your iPhone, I don't think you can hear this sub layer because the frequencies are very low. And again, in this layer, not much special going on. It's an operator synth, a basic sine wave. It's very clean. I always use it for my sub layer. followed by an EQ and some glue compression, and in the end I have again the sidechain compressor. But it's maybe interesting to tell you, I also sidechained the clap because I really wanted to have the kick and the clap cutting through the mix the whole time. So here the kick and the clap sidechaining, you can see it. So let's move on to the actual bass layer, and this layer is a pretty natural bass guitar kind of sound. I will let you listen to it. And for this sound I use the Nexus, and I used a preset called BA Modeled Slap 1, and I added some delay for some extra spice, followed by a utility because I wanted to make sure that the bass would be in mono, followed by the glue compressor and some overdrive. For my basses I always use overdrive to add some harmonics in the low and the mid frequencies, followed by one of my favorite bass plugins. It's the CLA bass from Waves, and I added some extra low frequencies, some compression and some extra sub frequencies to give it some more weight, followed by an EQ to isolate the frequencies that I really want to hear, followed by my favorite compressor, the FabFilter Pro C. I think it's not that much, also like between 4 and 5 dB of gain reduction. I use this auto pen also sometimes for some sidechain compression. It's a different technique I just talked about on my Instagram account, and I put the link down below because I will not explain it right now in this video. And this is a utility where I can automate the volume automation of the track. That's it for the main bass layer. So for the final layer, the bass crush layer, I duplicated the second bass layer and I bounced it down in audio. And what I did is I put a Camel Crusher on top with a lot of distortion to add some harmonics in the mid and the high frequency range, and then I made it super wide. So I have my own chain here, but you also can use the Single Maker's stereo wide plugin, followed by some EQ and some OTT compression, and yeah, that's it. Then you have the bass crush layer. So and that covers it for the bass section. So and for the last section of this video, I will show you the kick and the drum section. Also here it's so basic. So yeah, this is the kick. Only some EQ, and even this one I don't even think it's doing anything. So I have a top loop that I made from I think 2 or 3 loops together. With some low cut here, hi-hat, and I added some reverb on the hi-hat. I do this a lot, I really like that. It gives some air to the hi-hat, it makes it breathe in the mix, it's pretty cool. The clap, and also here I have a reverb that's automated. Sometimes I think before or a drop or before going into the break I added some reverb. Only we have some closed hi-hats for in the drop, and they are I think off timed, very with swing to get this groove. Yeah. So together it sounds like this. Very basic, but it really does the job for this track, for this project. So guys, that was it for this one. Thanks for watching. It is my first video, so if you have any feedback, please let me know so I can improve myself for the next video. And if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And until then, see you in the next video. Peace.